Hey y'all, so this video is picking up off of my last video. So if you guys watched it, yes, I have made the decision to be a single mother, and I want to kind of like dive into subtopics around that fact and just like around that fact in society as well, because I feel like, first of all, there is such a toxic narrative around new moms and single moms, and we're gonna dive into that eventually. And it doesn't have to be that way, or at least I feel like it's up to whatever you choose your mindset to be. You can choose for it to not be that toxic narrative. Like, you can choose for it to not be that way. And I also want to talk about these subjects and the mindset of just being a single woman, pretty much doing it all on your own, but like the power in that as well, because we indeed have the ability, and we have always had the ability. Now, I'm not saying that that's how it should be and all of this, but I think it's very important for women everywhere to remember their worth and to remember who they are and who we are as beings, even as spiritual beings, to create and raise and grow life, not only within us but outside of us, and contribute to our communities and build and grow our communities that surround us, and cater to our children and our young, and just create an entire life that shapes the future. And you guys know I'm not too extreme on worldviews or whatever. Like, I'm not like a feminist or anything like that, but I'm very much pro woman, and I always have been. And this is picking up on my last video, because I remember mentioning in that video saying that too often in times women will stay in relationships and situations with their families and with men to their detriment of their own happiness. And you can see that wear on those women. You can see that take a toll on those women. You can see that negatively affect those women. And I refuse to be one of those women. Like, if it's one thing about me, I will walk away, I will leave, I will start anew, I will, rebuild and start again and continue on with life, because life moves on. Life is always moving forward. And if you are not ready to move forward within an instant, then you are setting yourself to stagnate, and you don't want to do that, right? And so I'm thinking to myself, like, how can I elaborate on that mindset in a way that is not only positive and uplifting, but also not going to focus around the negative stigma and the toxicity that surrounds, single momhood? And I think that it's honestly very basic, because this is something I've mentioned, and because, I've mentioned Shira and so many other people on my channel, that this still aligns with like my channel message and just like the essence of my channel in general. Women, we are the prize always, for the simple fact that we breathe and give life and contribute to our communities, just the way I said earlier in this video. We are the creators of life. There is life within us and life outside of us. And women need to always remember that we are not only the prize, but we need to remember our value, and we need to remember what we contribute. And unfortunately, in today's world, I can see how many women have kind of lost that light. And being a woman that has lost her light before, and being a woman that has lost her way before, that has doubted her own self-worth, that has redirected my own goals and all this, confusion and delusion, like, due to circumstances and surrounding elements, it's not necessary to do that. It's so unnecessary to do that to yourself. And being that I was a woman that had to bring myself out of that, I had to find my own light. I had to go through the darkness, become the darkness. Y'all, might remember what I'm talking about on my channel, but I had to do that. All right. Then I had to, just easily come back into myself, and now I'm here. Okay. But in all seriousness, I've never cared about having to start anew. And I think that the place where my mindset has now more matured and kind of caught up, where I don't get as overly emotional about situations or let it bother me or let it hinder my progress or let it hinder a plan for me, because I don't have time for it. I do believe that me being a mother has a lot to do with that, but I do also believe like it's just a form of maturing, because you guys have seen me go through breakups on this channel or whatever before. And the thing about that is I allow those circumstances and those situations to stagnate me. I did. I allowed it to put a pause and a halt. And girl, not only my life, girl, but on my channel, okay? And you all know that I used to do YouTube full time, and so I let it affect like my income. I let it affect my mindset. I let it stagnate me for however long, whether it was months, years, whatever it was. I allowed that mindset to hinder my progress instead of just moving forward. I let it crush me to the point to where I was confused with my direction and what I wanted to do and how I wanted to navigate, my life. And this time, I'm not afraid. I'm not unsure of myself. I'm not doubting myself, because I see clearly more of what I want for my life, which, yes, I indeed do want more children, and I do want a bigger family, and I am still working towards settling down, because girl, like, I know I still have my stamina, but I'm just not the party, like, whatever, girl. I want to utilize that energy for something that's more conducive and more productive, like settling down and having a larger family and having that peace, and having a space where I can eventually have all of my friends and family and my children there. And I see it, and it's so intense because I see it so clearly, and it's because I remember my worth. I know my worth, and I know my value, and I know that even though I'm not perfect, I'm really not. We all have our good and bad days. We all have our good sides and our bad sides. And y'all know, because y'all have seen my bad side, child. And even I'm not proud of my bad side. And as I try to work on myself and try to tame that, I do know that I'm a valuable person when it comes to relationships. I will never allow anyone to gaslight or doubt me or make me doubt myself as if I'm a bad person or a terrible person to be with, because if that were the case, I would not have as many friends as I do. I wouldn't have all the support of, my family and loved ones as I do, as I always have. I honestly wouldn't even have the support on my channel, even currently, after everything. And because I'm seeing that and I have a new value for that, I'm carrying myself differently just out of respect. Okay, like I respect my audience a little bit more now, because honestly, I've seen so many of you guys from over the years. I mean, it's been almost 10 years since I've been on YouTube, and that's a long time to be following someone's life journey, someone's ups and downs, someone's, goods, bads. Like, that's investment, okay? So thank you for real for watching, and I want to utilize my channel more as a space of motivating all of the women that watch my channel, both young and older women, to continue to remember that we are the prize. We are what contributes to life. If it wasn't for a woman, none of us would be here, living out our purpose, trying to live out our dreams and accomplish our goals. And oftentimes, relationships, circumstances, jobs, school, oh goodness, I'm so happy I have my degrees. Things like that can make women doubt themselves and make women doubt their worth and what they bring and what we offer the world and life itself. And you cannot ever let this world, circumstances, men, or anything allow you to doubt yourself, because that would be you dimming your light, and that would be you stagnating yourself. And the more you dim your light and the more you stagnate, the longer it's going to take you to get to your destination and achieve your goals and achieve what you want out of life, and to see yourself on that other side. And there is so much beauty in reaching the other side of life. There's so much beauty in sticking your nose to the ground and focusing through it, even if you don't know what you're doing or how you're going to do it. I am so grateful that I overcame my fertility issues, because that's been a real motivator behind a lot of my decisions, even as of late, because being on the other side of that and knowing more of what I want, I obviously carry myself different to not only continue to be the message, but also to attract more of what I want, right? Because they all say, you know, if you want a specific kind of life, if you want whatever it is, you have to be able to attract it. But being able to attract it means doing the inner work and working on yourself so you can attract more positivity into your life, and so you can overcome these hurdles with hopefully little to no fear. And it's understandable if for a moment you get down about things, or you know, you do have some doubt, because yeah, life can get intense and pretty scary out here, but always overcome that. And for my girls, it's not worth the waste of time to be down on yourself too long. And knowing that a lot of my audience, especially when I first started YouTube, because I was a very emotional girly. I was a very sad, dark girly. Okay. All right. And I still have those moments, but I've learned how to govern myself accordingly, because a lot of that stuff I've kind of grown out of now. It's crazy thinking about 10 years ago and how you guys have been here for a decade of my life. It's insane. Knowing that some of you also related to those versions of me. Knowing that some of you guys related to my sad side. Knowing some of you guys related to my dark side. I was shocked that when I turned heel on my channel. I was shocked when I turned heel on my channel. There were a few comments who were like, I'm here for Callie's villain era. I'm going to be the villain next. And I was like, well, that wasn't really the goal. But, you know, right? Like, seeing how some of you guys have related to the various sides of me, it does also motivate me to govern myself accordingly, because I don't want y'all to look up to and try to model after the toxic sides of me. That is not the goal. That is not the tea. Okay. Like, and I'd rather utilize my voice, my life, my examples for good. And now that the message is clearer, and now that I have more motivation behind the content that I'm producing, I'm here for it, because that's me remembering my worth, remembering that I'm the prize, remembering that if I come on here and state that I know that I'm the prize, I know my worth, and I believe all women should feel the same, then that's me spreading a message of positivity and encouraging and motivating you guys to go out here and be the baddest bitch you can be. Okay? Because it's not worth the waste of time. Life gets so much better when you keep going. So that's just like the little tidbit I wanted to leave on here. And I just wanted to like leave that message for you guys, because I do believe that in society, like, I see too many women doubt themselves, and just like how, you know, we live in a patriarchy. I mean, if you guys watch the Barbie movie, it definitely highlighted like a lot of those facts of our current society under the patriarchy, and how men have overly dominated the world and overly ruled, and the value of women has been diminished. And the whole message of that movie was so beautiful, but it's so true too, though. And we cannot allow that to dictate our worth. We have to remember who and what we are and why we're here as we move forward. And you can succeed, you can make it, you can achieve all of your goals and dreams, whether it's to be a mom, a family woman, a single mom, an astronaut girl, like whatever your goals are, like you can go out here and be and do whatever you put your mind to, okay? So I do love you guys, and I will most definitely be seeing you all in the next one. Yeah.